How you doing?
He does a lot of things in the industry.
Yes, I do.
And where to start with you? Because I know you do a ton of different things.
Okay.
Let's see.
We're sitting in an acting school I'm involved with right now.
Yes, you just...
I'm getting involved, hopefully teaching very soon, getting involved with helping run this place, doing that. Also, I act.
You're also a private detective.
I am. I have been a private detective for a long time. I do a lot of different kinds of cases. Mostly I've done mostly murder cases and that sort of thing.
Do you have a specific, favorite case or most interesting case?
I have a case I'm working on right at this very moment. There's an individual who's become a friend. He was convicted, sent to prison for 5 years for selling cocaine, except he never sold cocaine. They confiscated his Rolls Royce. They stole business, millions of dollars. He lost his family. We're in the process of putting together the wrongful conviction case. And my fondest desire is this case, after he's exonerated, cost the federal government $100 million, because he deserves an amazingly large settlement, because the government really ripped him off, screwed him, violated his constitutional rights across the board.
Wow.
Yeah, I said I've worked on a lot of these. This one is one that he's a very good man that they just targeted and they screwed. And I don't know another way to say it other than they screwed him. And they continue to do so.
Wow, so you have that, and then you also teach.
Well, I teach a number of things, actually. I've taught, I've coached, I've taught. I'm doing right now. I said we're at Chicago Actors Studio right now. I'm getting involved with that here. I've also taught martial arts for many years. I also have worked on a lot of different sports. I've coached several Major League Baseball players, professional fighters, all kinds of people.
And then you do film, and then you do a lot of film. Do you have a favorite? I know you're usually cast as more of a tough character.
Well, no, I do get cast. I'm a detective in real life, and I get cast as a detective. I'm 6'1", 270, long experience in martial arts, weightlifting, bodybuilding, that sort of thing. So I kind of fit that role. So that is, I usually walk onto a set and everyone goes, "Oh, I know what part you're here for." So that comedy, I've done comedy. I love comedy. Slapstick, funny stuff is fun. I've been the drunk, abusive father, which is an interesting character. I think a lot of people shy away from bad guy roles. I really enjoy them. It really stretches your ability as an actor to be a bad guy. Anybody can walk on the set and be the guy who's the wonderful dad and the wonderful person. It takes some effort to be the drunk prick who everyone looks at and goes, "God, I hate that guy." And as an actor, I did a Black Lives Matter play a number of years ago, and I played the white cop that killed the innocent black kid. And at the end of every show, you'd walk out in the lobby and meet your audience, and I got looks of hatred, and it was like I took great pride in that, because I really played a bad guy well.
Because you're the exact opposite too, and that's funny.
Yeah,
that people believe it.
Yeah, most people know me. I very much am an empath, and I've tried to mentor a lot of people, tried to help a lot of people. But I'm reminded of Conrad Veidt, who this audience may not know who that is. He was the German general in the movie Casablanca. He played an insidiously bastard Nazi. And he said, as a German, which I am also German, but he said, as a German, he goes, I wanted to play that part so people would hate them. So he brought his level up to be that character. And that would be fun, to be a Nazi concentration prison guard. I mean, just imagine how evil that is.
Yeah, definitely. That would be hard for some people to play.
Yeah, I think it'd be historically accurate. I think would be a great role. And honestly, I'm also half Polish. 129 members of my family were killed in Nazi concentration camps in Poland.
129?
129 Polish. Not one was Jewish. They were all Catholics.
I wonder why they would.
They targeted Polish people, because you're also Polish. We're Hitler looked at us as the garbage of the world. He hated Slavic people, and he killed a lot of us.
Wow, most people don't know that.
No,
Really,
no.
They don't.
No, most people think it was 6 million Jews, and it's like that's insidious, certainly. But it was a whole lot more, including a whole lot more Polish, Yugoslavian, Czechoslovakians, Eastern Europeans. He thought we were human waste.
Ooh, so you played those type, or you would like to play those type of roles. Any other type of roles you would want to play, if you could?
Actually, I'm working on a couple of roles. I love documentaries. As you probably have figured out, I like to talk. So I like. We just did a documentary on some history in Chicago for the Archdiocese.
Yeah, you mentioned that one, and then the.
But it was funny. It's like it's a piece of history. So I did a lot of research and read in the history, and I think I shocked everybody when I reached a conclusion on the main character that he actually was bribed by the people of Chicago to sell out his Indian brethren, and he went to Canada. At the Fort Dearborn, after the Fort Dearborn massacre. So, and they were kind of like, oh, and a lot of the historians that were out there, yeah, that is something that people thought, and it was like they had no idea when I reached that conclusion. But if you ask a detective to read something, he's going to reach conclusions, especially when it was obvious he took a bribe.
Wow. And also, I know you sing, but are you going to ever plan on singing again?
Probably not. I am trained. I was trained I just studied opera. The one thing I will say is I do like 150 different voices, and I'm always game to be anyone you want to be, and I can be anybody. And that's just kind of, I've always been like that. As a child, I did voices, and it would freak out my mother, so.
And you never did voiceover?
I've done a bunch of voiceover.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of voiceover, and I enjoy it. Actually, I'm starting a new YouTube channel, and some of it's going to be voice, some of it's going to be meditation stuff.
Well, that's going to be cool to work on.
Yeah, I've been doing meditation since I was a wee little lad, and there's nothing in my life that would ever change the fact that I meditate every day, in the morning and at night. If I was given the option of losing a leg or losing my ability to meditate, I would lose the leg. And that's honest. That's honest truth.
Yeah, and you also have a couple dogs, I know.
I have a couple of dogs. I have Daphne May, my pit bull, and Dexter Jones, my little black dude. He's half Australian Shepherd, half German Shepherd. He's my guy.
So when you're not traveling for work or working on cases, you're probably with your dogs mainly?
Mostly with my dogs, yeah. I live out in the far northwest suburbs. I live out where farms are everywhere, and my neighbor is a farm, so we spend a lot of mornings running around the farm. And then usually after that I go to the gym, which I go to the gym every day, and yeah, that's the joyous part of my life, and especially when it's snowing, my kids enjoy going to the farm. And my little Australian Shepherd, who's half Australian Shepherd, half German Shepherd, he always wants to herd the cows, the pigs, whatever. He just wants to herd. That's all he knows.
And also, do you ever plan on doing theater? Or have you done anything?
I have done, like I said, I did a Black Lives Matter play a number of years ago. The only issue I have with theater is I like theater. Theater is fun. I especially do like Shakespeare. But the problem with theater is it takes a lot of time.
It really does, and you don't really have a life outside of it sometimes.
Well, if you're getting ready for a play, it could be 2, 4, 6 weeks getting ready, rehearsals, the tech week, the 4, 5, 6 days a week of that. Then when you do the play, I know you just did a play.
I did a couple where it's constant,
well, you just did a play where you did 2-a-day shows for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough when you got to be gone for 2 shows, and you have a little puppy. Yeah. I know your little puppy quite well, little Coco Chanel, and it's kind of like you the rehearsal thing and the play runs. The last play I was in ran for I think 6 weeks.
6 weeks, wow.
So a
couple shows a week.
5 shows a week.
Wow.
5 shows a week, and living where I live, and it was at the Greenhouse Theater. So a show for me to be there at 6 o'clock call time, I'd have to leave my house at 3:30.
Oh my God, that's
to be there for a 6 o'clock call, 7 o'clock show. you're done at 9, I wouldn't get home till 10:30. So that was very much a long day, doing that every day for 5 days a week. And then before that, it was like 4 weeks of rehearsal, 5 days a week. Yeah, like I said, the money's not great. It's not terrible. It's something.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, you get paid, and it's working in front of people is fantastic. I love doing stage, but for me, with the businesses I have, the time-consuming thing is it's very difficult to work that into my life.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And for newer actors, what advice would you give them? Like, where to start? Would you say start in film or start in theater?
Well, stage actors generally can traverse into film quite easily. Film actors, it's going to stage is a lot more difficult. It's a different process. I would recommend, if you're a new actor, first and foremost, get your butt into school. We're sitting in the office at Chicago Actors Studio right now. I'll recommend this school. I'll recommend a lot of other schools, but learn the process of acting. It's knowing how to do it makes it a lot easier, makes you better, makes you more desirable for casting people. Also, directors work with you. They'll want to work with you again when you walk out there and you know the process, you know your lines. Basically, in a movie or TV thing, you learn your lines and you show up and they block you. You walk onto a set. There's really no rehearsal. You come prepared and you're ready to go. And the only way you're generally prepared and understand the whole thing is if you get some education. This young lady has a master's degree in the stage, which is a beautiful thing. And am I wrong? It's going from stage to TV is a lot easier.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a much easier process.
Yeah, it's fun too. You get to do more things, and then theater, of course. I always have a soft spot for theater, but it's whenever the opportunities arise. And
yeah, no, like I said, I like theater. It's just the time commitment is very difficult.
Yeah, especially if you have to work. That's why
I own multiple businesses and I have multiple things going on. You know, and it makes it difficult, and especially I don't live anywhere near where I would be performing, so it's an hour plus drive. You know, I in and out. In and out.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking
Thank you. I love you. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
And I enjoy your show, and I hope people watch this. And if you ever need any help, call Larry at Chicago Actors Studio, and I'm more than willing to give you any help or any advice.